Hey, how you guys doing? Time for an update on my intake manifold. It's been a couple weeks since I reached out to you guys on this. I did get it done for the most part. Still got a little bit of tweaking to do on it. So what I did was obviously just started off by drilling holes in there. Just found the center of each one of those, drilled a hole, so that was pretty easy. And then had to figure out what the angle of the injectors are going to be. So drilled them a little small so that I can go in there and grind them out a little bit. So basically that's about what they're going to sit at. So I was able to make a jig, and I got the other side kind of tacked on there already. So they all line up pretty good. You can see that. So they're just tacked in for now. And then do the same thing with the other side. I just finished grinding and they all fit in there pretty good. So I'll jig it up, tack weld these, and then probably put my injector rail on there and make sure that it fits, and then do the finish weld. So that's where I'm at now. I will obviously... Alright, so this is what I came up for a jig. Pretty simple. Just took some bolts, stuck them all in there. They're all exactly the same angle, and they fit the hole perfectly inside the injector bung. And then it's just sitting there, so I can kind of line it up. So I'll just do a little tack weld on these. It's tack welded, then I can just kind of move it around one way or the other, see where I need to put it. But yeah, simple little deal. Works great. It keeps them perfectly lined, nice and straight up and down, and easy peasy, cover girl. Let me get these welded up or tacked, and then we'll keep going from there. There it is. So she's pretty much done. I have to do a little bit of sanding and clean it up here and there, and then I have to powder coat it still. But got my injector bungs in there. Fuel rail brackets are done. The throttle body's done. So yeah, it's pretty much finished. Kind of stoked the way it turned out. I think it looks pretty neat. All I need now is an engine to put it on, because the engine that I had is now broken. Yeah, I went to the dunes last week and completely disintegrated it. I had an oil pressure issue. Finally kind of figured that out. I was using a Corvette Batwing pan, which is a very short and baffled pan, but the pan was backwards from where it normally runs, and all the engineering that keeps the oil in the sump was actually pulling the oil out of the sump. So it took a while to figure out, but I think I have that figured out. But now piston let loose, and then decided to put a little hole in the block. Not good for it. So here's kind of what's left. A little bit of destruction there. So actually, oh, where's it at? That guy is the culprit. Where are we at here? Screen, there she is. That one right there in the middle is the culprit. So it busted right there, and then the rod, which you can see is fairly long, decided to spin at about 5,000 RPM and wiped out everything. So there's my nice broken crank. Actually came up and smacked the heads. So came up and smacked this head, bent the valves on this one. This is the old Camaro heads, the early style with the perimeter valve bolts, or valve cover bolts, and it's really not a very desirable head. So basically the whole motor's junk. The only thing that's good out of this thing is the oil pump and I guess the oil pan. So don't really have an engine to put the intake manifold on. So I've been gathering some parts, and this is what I've come up with so far. This is an aluminum 5.3 block. It's actually a Gen 4. So it has the active fuel management, AFM, built in, which I can bypass. And then got another set of heads. So these are actually the bad boys 241 heads. Picked those up off of Craigslist. And then I got a crank in the box there and some rods in the box over here. So kind of gathering up parts. I need to get some pistons, and I can start building another motor, and then put that intake manifold on there. So yeah, short little update, kind of show you guys where I'm at. Actually trying to go out to the dunes for President's Day, so kind of rushed to get all this together. And of course, you know what happens when you rush, you mess things up. So I don't know, we'll see. But sure was a blast when it was running. This thing was strong. It's actually doing about 90 down the sand highway when it let loose, so oh boy. Anyway, I'll keep you guys posted. If you like the video, be sure and hit the like button. Fat Nate says like and subscribe. Thanks.